Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Another rainy night on the Blitz. Andy Graham and Randy Lee here with you, taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221. Thank you so much for joining us. We're brought to you by JR's Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Couldn't do anything without the help of our sponsors. We appreciate them so much. We are talking about everything going on in the world of sports, and we appreciate your input as well. Of course, Alabama got off to a 3-0 start after another solid victory over Colorado State. Auburn defeated Mercer for homecoming in a lackluster 24-10 victory for them, although it's been a bit of an unusual week, I suppose. The backup quarterback dismissed, Sean White. Today, I don't know, what would you call him? Byron Cowart, highly touted, did not realize his potential. Would you call him, I guess you have to call him a bust at this point, but he has moved on and leaves the team today. So, oh well, c'est la vie. We'll talk about some SEC scores from around the conference. We'll talk about some scores from around the country as well. Look at some coaches on the hot seat. There seem to be quite a few coaches on the hot seat, especially in the SEC. Of course, we'll look at some high school scores, especially the local ones, and some from around the state as well. Randy, good to see you tonight. Did you come by boat?
What do you call it when it's raining hard?
I don't know. I've used toad strangler. I've used I don't know. What do you say?
Is turd floater is it too harsh?
I think we're okay with that.
Okay, well, I'm going to use that.
It's a good one.
I waited it out a little bit, Andy, for about 20 minutes outside and finally just swam my way in here. And as we hear the sirens going off behind us, that makes me feel nice, warm, and fuzzy as we sit in the studio in here. Everything's going to be fine.
Roof.
Yeah, tin roof, a couple of leaks. Actually, I don't see the leaks that we used to have in this one.
Yeah.
Been a few years.
Really?
Andy, it hasn't been long since we've been on air together, so
this is true.
We'll just continue along, my friend.
Sounds good to me.
I don't know how we start with high school football, being two Auburn fans up here on Sportz Blitz Live tonight. I think that you do have to start with what was, as Michael Forehand termed, an unbearable Mercer performance this past Saturday. An unfortunate situation with Sean White following. His dismissal from the program, Byron Cowart's exodus from the program today. I think that one was coming and has been coming for weeks upon weeks. Finally, a decision being made that this is not the place for him. And playing time and all of that factored in. Mother as well, if you read into that. But playing time has clearly been an issue for Byron Cowart. And how do you spin this? How can you spin this in a positive direction for Auburn? It is hard for me to come up with at this point in time. 24-10. All signs point to doom and gloom. I'm sorry. All signs point to doom and gloom for Auburn this year. We can be proven otherwise. But at this point in time, if 2012 doesn't linger deep within your heart, we're not watching the same teams play.
This is true. You hope it's not as bad as 2012, but look, you have one of your prominent players kicked off the team in week 3. The next day, one of your high profile, but not productive, but a name that's been out there forever, just up and leaves the team in mid-season. Not even mid-season. You put on a performance like you did against Mercer where you have a lot of yards but 5 turnovers. The defense just looked uninterested. And this is coming off of a Clemson performance where you give up 11 sacks. And it seems like maybe, I don't know, there's some bad chemistry on the team. It has a very negative feel to it. And I told you this, we talked about this, of course. I think most Auburn fans are kind of at the end of their rope with Gus Malzahn. And we've all, you and I especially, we've said for many years, I want the guy to be successful.
Sure.
I really want him to be successful. I think he could be a good fit at Auburn. But the road that they're on, unless they get off the road they're on, this is not going to end well for him this season. So how do they get off that road? That's a really good question. And they hadn't figured it out yet.
Do we have an optimistic Auburn fan out there amongst us? Andy and I are part of Auburn Blitz. Andy every day, Brett and myself, our good friend Michael Forehand substituting in today. Auburn Blitz from 12 to 1 on Facebook Live. Make sure to like our Facebook page, and you can follow that. For all of you Alabama fans out there, a little programming note. We got Bama Blitz starting next week. Luke Robinson will host. Jacob Meacham will be his co-host. Adam Blankenship will fill in when needed. It will be on Monday. We may move it to a couple of days a week. We're going to start on Monday, and it'll be from 11 to 12. Other programming notes, we've got some very interesting news to go along with that here in the coming weeks, so stay tuned in for that. We're excited about the direction of many of our programs, and we couldn't do it without the help of our good friend John Kennedy and Lake Broadcasting here in the Lake Martin community, and we're excited about that. I want to stay here for a couple of segments because we can roll into the high school segment, and we will.
Okay.
We'll have Luke Robinson join us in the next segment to talk some Alabama, so let's stay here for a few more minutes with Auburn.
Why not?
How do you stay? Can you give some optimistic feeling the further you get into this? Because let me say this. I started out maybe a little bit shell-shocked on Monday. As the week goes on, and the more I think about it, I don't want to use upset anymore because I'm not 13. I don't get really upset. I don't lose. Yeah, I'm worse than I was Monday.
Yeah.
The vibe that is coming off of that program has a stench that is so foul that I don't know where we come back from this.
It's a good point. And I mean, there's certain things that we can talk about and certain things we can't. But it's just the more you hear, the more. You had the best line that I've heard yet, which we talked Monday. And however bad you think it is, it's worse.
Yeah.
But, look, you want me to be, all right, I'll try. I'm going to try it. Michael Forehand, he inspired me a little today. Appreciate him. He did a great job on all
Glass
the
half full.
He's an optimistic guy.
Yeah.
All right, so I went back and looked, and I thought about it. Auburn ran for 351 yards against Georgia Southern. Auburn threw for 364 yards against Mercer. Put those together, or at least you say, well, okay, they're capable against a bad team of playing well. All right, you take out the 8 turnovers, which are just, you cannot turn the ball over. That's not like something that is just impossible not to do. So Stidham played his best game Saturday, no doubt. 81% completion percentage. Maybe he starts to feel a little bit more comfortable. You get a team, Missouri defense, dead last in total yards, dead last in pass efficiency defense, dead last in giving up points, dead last in third down conversion. 50% teams are converting against them. 11th in rushing, giving up 172 a game. 11th in passing, giving up 270 a game. They're not good, Missouri. That's where you go next. Maybe you can put it together. They're not going to be great, by any means, but maybe you can be balanced a little bit. You can put it together a little bit. Jared Stidham could even get more comfortable. Defense, it's on the road. It's SEC. It's at night. They'll be interested. They'll play well. Let's say you beat Missouri handily. You come back, then, hey, you got to get a lot better to play Mississippi State, but nonetheless, you're 3-1, and at least you're in it. You're not just tanked the season's not gone. Because you lose to Missouri, the season's gone. Well, it is gone.
His coaching tenure is gone.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to talk myself into this. Have I made a dent?
Okay, you've made a dent with me because you started with Stidham.
Yeah.
Okay, a competitor that gets pushed back in the corner, that has a little bit of oomph about him will come out swinging to show you differently. My hope is that Jarrett Stidham has some of that in him. And he clearly was better, still holding the ball too long. Who am I to sit up here and say it? The next time that I take a college snap will be the first. But my eyes tell me, please get rid of it a couple of seconds sooner. But when he does get rid of it, he can deliver. Got a little bit of the it factor, can do a little bit of everything well. If the light comes on, if you can take some of that discontent and turn it into anger, and anger makes you play better, some do.
That's right.
Sometimes anger fuels some people. And they realize that it fuels them, so they stay angry.
Right.
And they play better. I mean, this is not odd for people that have been around sports or around football especially. People that look mad, upset, but play well, they have to get themselves worked up to do that all the time. Do we have guys like that, or do we have guys that wish to tank? We're going to find out, because my eye test still tells me there's some high-end talent in the receiving corps.
No doubt.
Give them a chance. Please, put the ball up. Make them go make a play. High-end talent on the offensive line. Let's see if they get upset. Who knows, as I roll out and we'll close out this segment, who knows if there's high-end talent in the running back position outside of Cameron Petway, because the head-scratcher of last weekend is what in the world was the coaching staff thinking running that man 34 times? What in the world? There's nothing I can sit up here, and I don't care, I know I haven't coached, but there's nothing I can say to give him any kind of credence for that decision.
Up against a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart.
Heal better, feel better fast.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Bliss with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized easy-go kart dealer that has no limits on a perfect easy-go kart. Whether it's a fully customized kart or a stock-made kart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best easy-go karts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Luke.
Well, go ahead, yeah.
Well, Luke, there's no way, and we got our good friend Luke Robinson on the program with us tonight. We're going to talk Bama Blitz, but there's no way I can move away from Auburn without getting you as an outsider's viewpoint into what's going on at Auburn right now, Luke.
I feel like what's going on with y'all right now is that it's very reminiscent to me of Mike Shula 2006. Everybody knows this thing's pretty much over. I mean, yeah, it can be salvaged if Auburn wins the SEC championship, but I mean, only a true diehard Auburn fan believes Auburn's going to win the SEC championship right now. The good news is the rest of the league is terrible, and we'll get to that in a minute, so maybe the odds aren't quite as long as I'm making it out to be. But, you know, when you watch this team play right now, they play with very little enthusiasm. They don't seem all too incredibly disciplined. They don't seem to be all too creative, and a lot of that's just on the coaching staff. I mean, when you run an injured player who arguably is your most valuable player. I mean, Cameron Petway at this point, especially with Kerryon Johnson out, I would say is probably Auburn's most valuable player. And you run him essentially straight into the teeth of a defense. And I don't care that the defense is Mercer. And you do that 34, 35, 36 times, whatever it was. And by the way, his longest run was 22 yards. He ended up with 138 yards. But his average was like 3.6 yards a carry or 3.5 yards a carry, something like that. I mean, that's abysmal against a program that hadn't even been playing football that long. So, and you don't give anybody else a chance to run the ball. And then give virtually no explanation as to why. It just feels like this thing is off the rails. But there's good news and bad news. The good news is, as I mentioned earlier, the rest of the league outside of Alabama doesn't seem to be that great. Maybe Mississippi State, maybe Georgia. Unfortunately for Auburn, they play all three of those teams. But the bad news is, what if Gus does somehow go 9-3, 10-2 in this thing? What if he does? You know, you can say, well, hey, Luke, that's good news. Well, I don't necessarily know that it is, because I think we're already seeing what's going to happen here. Long term, he isn't the answer. I think we know that now. The sample size of the bad has far outweighed what he's done for the good. And after 2013, it seemed like Gus was on top of the world. And all the people that were saying, well, they got every break you could possibly have, and you know, every ball bounced his way. The Auburn fans didn't want to hear that. They were like, I don't care. We took us national championship game, and he won the SEC in year one, and beat Bama and beat Georgia, and we love him, and we want to keep him forever. But we don't want the Green Bay Packers to come get him. We don't want Notre Dame to come get him. We're going to sign him to a lifetime contract. Well, and the way we all overreact in sports now, that's what Auburn had to do to nail him down in their minds. And unfortunately, I think now we're seeing Gus as more of an 8-4, 8-5, maybe occasionally 9-3 guy than he is an SEC championship coach. I think that's just the way it is. But I promise you, I feel some sympathy, because as a guy who sat through 2006, watching Mike Shula flounder around, knowing, oh my gosh, if he were to somehow win another game or two, we might keep him, and long term, that's the bad thing. And it puts you in a bad spot as a fan, because you don't ever want to cheer against your team. You never want to do that. But if the result of your winning means more ineptitude in the future, you're in a bit of a conundrum, you know?
I know. Unfortunately, yes, I know. And thank you so much for comparing it to Mike Shula. That always makes me feel so much better. Let's switch over.
Let me ask you, Andy, am I off?
No.
Off here?
Dude, no, absolutely not. You're, you know what I told people Sunday, Luke? I said I was pulling for Mercer in the second half. Because that way, if Mercer won, then you would have, you'd still have your 2%ers that say cheer for Auburn just because it's Auburn. But 98% of Auburn fans would say, okay, this can't be. This has got to, you can't have this. We got to make a change, and it's inevitable, so let's just go ahead and do it. But since he won, okay, let's see if we can win another one. Let's see if we can win another one.
He's in a bad spot himself, too. I would say the majority of the fan base. Now, I'm basing this off of friends, internet message boards, and sports talk radio, which I listen to a lot of there. I do a lot of traveling, so I get to hear a lot of it. And I would say the majority of Auburn fans have failed on it. They're already talking about who can we get, who's out there that would be a good coach. We better make our decision pretty soon because Notre Dame could be looking, Tennessee could be looking, LSU could be looking. There are a lot of potential programs Nebraska, that may be looking for a new coach. And if you're Auburn, you kind of want to get ahead of the game in some fans' mind. And so when it gets to that point, here's the thing. For the rest of his career, even if Gus somehow pulls out another miracle season, and he goes, let's say 9-3 this year, and he looks pretty good doing it, maybe loses to Alabama, maybe beats Georgia or vice versa or whatever. And then he's going through next year, even if he has a big win, from this point forward, I think no matter how big the win is, fans are always going to go, yeah, he's winning now, but they're always waiting on that other shoe to drop. And so they won't be vested. And if there's any program in the country that I think requires and demands its fans be vested in the program, it's Auburn. Auburn is at its best when its fans circle the wagons. They're better than any program in the country when they do that. When their fans are 100% behind them, it's electric, it's emotional, it's crazy, weird things happen, it's fun, and no other program is as successful when their fans are 100% dialed in. The other side of that, though, is if their fans aren't dialed in, it's tough for the coach to get those guys back.
Luke, you mind staying over with us for one more segment, because that was nothing about Alabama. So we need to at least get to that for one more segment. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll come back with more actually talking about Alabama when Sportz Blitz Live returns right after this.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Farnell Mechanical gives you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable.
Trust Farnell Mechanical to provide perfect air for your family.
What perfect feels like. Lennox.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just $1 down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just $1 down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Advanced Heating and Air, your authorized East Central Alabama train dealer. Call Advanced Heating and Air. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Randy here with you for another hour and 30 minutes on Sports Blitz Live this Tuesday evening. We're on the phone with Luke Robinson, our good friend, talking a little bit about Alabama as they defeated Colorado State 41-23. Gave up 391 yards to the Rams and 23 points. That may have ruffled some Alabama fans' feathers, but what'd you think of the game, Luke?
I thought it went about exactly the way I thought it would go, and Alabama had to put a lot of young faces and fresh faces in there because they were down. I want to say it was 5 linebackers. It may have only been 4, but as I was saying off air, how many teams in the country could lose 4 or 5 of their top linebackers? And I think it was 5, actually. How many teams could lose 5 of their top linebackers, play one of the best quarterbacks statistically in the country? I'm not going to pretend that Colorado State's quarterback is going to be an All-American, but statistically he's pretty doggone good. And still put up the kind of defensive performance that they did. The first-team defense even did give up some big plays, but, Alabama had this thing in hand, and they realized very, very quickly, as the first-team offense, they could score practically at will. And so they did some other things. They let Tua Tagovailoa come in and try to move the offense down the field some. He didn't have his best game, but I don't think I'm not taking anything away from this, honestly. I mean, people can say, oh, my gosh, this shows how vulnerable Alabama is. Not really. In fact, I don't know when Alabama is going to be tested until maybe LSU. I don't know what LSU is going to look like by the time they get to Alabama, because they go to Vanderbilt this weekend, and Vanderbilt, while I like Cal Shermer and he's leading the conference in completion percentage, he's got 730 passing yards on the season so far. That's nice. They've got Ralph Webb, who's not having a banner year, but he's still a good running back. They're just no match. And then Alabama's going to welcome in Ole Miss. And I love Shea Patterson. Andy, you and I talked about this a lot. Shea Patterson's got almost 1,300 yard passing already this year, but they have 0 defense. And then Alabama's going to play Texas A&M and Arkansas and Tennessee. and none of those teams seems very scary. So I feel like Alabama's got some time to get some people healed up and try and play around with the offense a little bit and see if they can improve before they hit the stretch run, which will start with LSU after the bye week.
Moving it forward, Luke, to this week, you said you're heading to Nashville for the big matchup between the Commodores and the Tide, 3-0, 3-0. As you said, I think, what is Alabama, 18-point favorite?
Yeah, 18 and a half, somewhere in that neighborhood.
It seems about right. Like you said, Vanderbilt, I mean, give Derek Mason a ton of credit. From going from where he started that program, I guess game one, to where they are now is a pretty big journey. And he's got them respectable. They're 3-0. They've proven they can beat Georgia. They've played with Florida. They've at least become they beat Tennessee. They've become respectable. You look down through the defensive numbers. I know they played Middle Tennessee, Alabama State, and Kansas State, but you would think they were Alabama's numbers, and you would think Alabama's numbers are Vandy's numbers. Now, the competition makes a big deal in that, but Vandy got a chance here?
No. I don't know how else to put that other than definitively no, they don't. Even worst case scenario, if Alabama has more people go down, I can't imagine Vanderbilt having a shot here. Look, they tried their best to lose to a Kansas State team that doesn't look great offensively, and Kansas State, I know they returned a punt for a touchdown that was called back. I think they had another play that scoop and score that was called back. Look, this Vandy team is still Vandy, and I like their defense. I like their team, and I do love what their coaching staff is doing. And it's not an easy job what he's got, but they're running into a buzzsaw, and I think Alabama wins this game by 21, 24 points.
Luke, last question for you, and then we'll let you go, buddy. Defensively, if there is a big concern, if I were an outsider looking in, it is sacks and tackles for loss. And I know I'm speaking to the choir there, but I don't know how you argue with 11th in the conference, 76 nationally, 1.67 sacks per game, 6 tackles for loss, 9th in the conference, 70th nationally. After what we've seen the last couple of years for Alabama, just being almost unstoppable coming off the edge, how big a concern is that?
Again, it is a concern, but I don't think it's going to be a concern for quite some time, maybe up until Mississippi State, to be honest with you, because they're so and I was just dead wrong there. I don't mind saying when I'm wrong. And I was wrong that the SEC was going to be a lot better league because the quarterback play is better. Even Jake Bentley didn't have a great game last week. Jarrett Stidham hadn't been what I thought he'd be. Felipe Franks can throw it a mile, and he had a beautiful pass the other day, but other than that, he has not been very good. It's been Jalen Hurts and Nick Fitzgerald and Shea Patterson, and that's it. I don't think anybody else has wowed me. Jake Bentley on occasion, but he didn't have a great game against Kentucky. So, I'm not really worried about Alabama's pass rush right now until they play somebody. What if Alabama gets into the playoffs and they have to play Oklahoma State? I'm going to tell you that I put in the paper today how I would rank teams if we started right now for just the preseason stuff. I'd put Clemson 1, I'd put Oklahoma State 2, and Alabama 3. And that may sound a little weird, but I'm telling you, when I watch Oklahoma State play, they are the scariest team in the country to me. They have so many skill position players, and it's such an offensive game now that, you can score on them defensively, but by the time you get your points, they somehow have already put up 14 or 21 on the board. I love Oklahoma State right now. I think they're going to make the playoffs, and I'm just hoping Alabama doesn't have to play until the national championship game.
Luke, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Be careful.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Thank you. We're going to wrap up the Alabama Blitz.
I've seen many out there that actually, if they had to rank teams 3 weeks into the season, that would have about what you said there.
Yeah, that's what we did that on Auburn Blitz today, the Top 5 Tuesday. Give us your top 5. And, I think the AP, it's Alabama, Oklahoma.
Clemson.
I think Clemson's 3rd. Yeah, Penn State, USC. So, but I thought about that today, as Luke mentions that I might put Oklahoma State at 5, if not 4, because they're pretty scary. That's going to be an interesting. It always is, but that's going to be a very interesting bedlam Oklahoma State. You talk about a shootout. That's going to be fun. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Hopefully when we come back, we'll be joined by Brian Matthews from auburnsports.com. We'll get his thoughts on everything going on at Auburn right now. Don't be sure to join us when we come back. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tritoons to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your own-water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
Bills Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bills Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
Summertime means savings time during the summer clearance event at Bice Motors. Save over $8,200 on a great selection of loaded new 2017 Chrysler 200 Limiteds. Was $25,705, now $17,500. Need a truck? Bice has new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x2s for $299 a month.
Guaranteed lowest price, or we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
Don't miss the summer clearance event going on now. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. We appreciate so much all of you out there joining us. We're going to go to the phone line and welcome in our good friend Brian Matthews from auburnsports.com. We always appreciate catching up with him. Brian, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, Andy. Always good to be in and talk a little Auburn sports with you guys.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. Well, and we talked a little bit about, off air. Things could be going better at Auburn right now. A lot of expectation coming in to this season. Some people had really high expectations, maybe. Of course, some people have lofty expectations no matter what, but some people were guarded, I think. But pretty much everybody, I think, probably thought the offense would be a little further along, or a lot further along than it is right now. Maybe they weren't really counting on maybe some of the rust of Jarrett Stidham, and it just doesn't seem like things are clicking. But 3 games into the year, Auburn is 2-1. Just, what's your evaluation of where the Tigers are right now?
Well, to start on a positive note, I think Auburn's got a championship defense. They're playing terrific. And I think they're going to be able to sustain that for most of the season as long as they stay healthy. Obviously, they got some issues with depth now up front, I feel like. But I think the biggest issue with the offense is just I'm not sure they have a really good, solid plan yet. You looked at the first 2 games, you saw Gus down there on the headset. He had his play sheet. He says he wasn't calling plays, but everybody thinks he was. And then finally by game 3, he doesn't have the play sheet. He's got his mic turned up, and he's not talking on that thing anymore. So obviously something changed. But who knows what's going to happen the next 9 games? Who knows? So I think it's just a little bit disjointed on offense right now.
Yeah, that kind of makes you wonder what the plan was, or what the planning was in the fall. I mean, if Chip Lindsey's more comfortable in the booth, well, why was he down on the field in the first place? Was that was that not discussed beforehand?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. Yeah. I don't have all the answers. I wish I did, but maybe they'll figure it out. I really think if Chip Lindsey's left to his own devices, he could probably figure it out. But I think they're in a tough position now because I think Chip wants to throw the ball and do his RPOs and do all that stuff, and I think Gus and maybe some other people still want to run the ball and use Cameron Petway as a power back. I'm not sure you can really do these 2 systems effectively. I think the blocking teams are a little bit different for both systems. I just don't know if it works. You look at what Clemson does with their RPO stuff. They don't have a Cam Petway. They have a faster, quicker back, like a Kerryon Johnson type. So maybe getting him back this week against Missouri, and I think he will be, might help out a little bit.
So that is the plan, that Kerryon Johnson will be back against Missouri?
Yeah, we heard, when he first injured himself against Georgia Southern there on that long run, that he had a chance to be back by Missouri, that felt like. And, Gus said today, I forget his exact quote, but it was something like he's back. It's not normally he's out there, or we're hoping he'll be back. It's like he's back. So I feel like he's going to play, maybe not be 100%, but at least be available.
Well, let's talk about Byron Cowart for a second. The news came out today. He has left the Auburn program. Here's a guy that was really the number 1, I think, player overall recruit in the country coming out a couple of years ago. It never just seemed to pan out. Do you think this is just a situation, one of those? I mean, it happens where a guy just peaks in high school. Nobody ever really, I guess, will know truly why it didn't pan out. But, what's your take on that?
Well, I feel bad for Byron in some ways because I don't think he was emotionally ready to deal with everything that came at him, after high school, with the rankings, the publicity, the expectations, making that transition to college, which is much, much different than, what he had to deal with in high school. And I just don't think he was, he had the makeup to really handle that. And maybe had he not been a big-time recruit, maybe had he gone to a place that wasn't quite as hard on him, and maybe if he had some more time to develop, it would have been okay. But I don't think in the end that he was real happy with Auburn. Auburn was real happy with him. What Gus said about him today, that he'd come to him many times, complaining about playing time, and he came to him yesterday and wanted to quit, and we wish him well. Basically, I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but those are pretty harsh words from Gus and from a head coach using the word quit when talking about a player leaving the program. So you could tell that they're not pleased with how everything went down.
Well, speaking of other news, the other news of the week, of course, Shaun White arrested, public intoxication on Sunday night. He is dismissed from the team. This is another sad situation, but a guy that has to deal with the and live with the his mistakes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. How would you categorize this?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Please go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Sean. I think this was just the final nail in the coffin. He's had a series of missteps. A lot of them have been kept quiet. And been team things and not really publicized. But he's had some issues. With dealing with college life. We probably all had some of those issues back when we were in college, but we weren't NCAA football players, but at least I wasn't. Yeah. But maybe this will be a wake-up call for him. Maybe he can find a new home. He's got another year of eligibility left. Maybe he can turn things around on and off the field and finish it out strong. But I think Gus and everybody was disappointed by what happened, and that they were sort of forced. I feel like this was the last straw. They didn't really have any other options.
Yeah, we've talked, and I've always, in situations like this, you feel sorry in a way for the player, but on the other hand, it's not that hard not to get arrested. I've done it for about 40 years, so yeah. And I've done some stupid things. So yeah. It is what it is.
And he's a fourth-year junior.
Absolutely,
he's a quarterback. That's a leadership position. So he should have been past this phase of his life by now.
Well, let's move forward. Auburn travels to Missouri. We'll get you out with this question. But, Missouri obviously struggling mightily. Barry Odom looks kind of lost, already fired their defensive coordinator. Their defense is atrocious. But Auburn an 18-point favorite. Do you think that's about right or is that a little high?
I'm a little bit on one hand, I think that Auburn could go up there and really, win and win big and have a lot of success. On the other hand, I look at Missouri, backs against the wall. Auburn's making this long trip somewhere where they've never played before. They're playing at night. There are this big favorites. And I look at Missouri, and they do have some real talent on offense. They got a quarterback with NFL arm. They've got at least one NFL receiver, and they got to get running back. So they have that explosive ability offensively. And I know that Barry Odom is a good defensive coach. He's had success, so you feel like maybe with another week to get these guys, maybe they could play a little bit better and maybe take advantage of some issues Auburn's had protecting the quarterback and getting receivers open. So I would not be surprised either way. I really don't. I don't have a solid prediction yet on how this is going to go, but I do think there are reasons for concern, and I think the 18 or 19, whatever the point spread is too much.
I'm with you. Auburn is a mystery right now, and I don't. Maybe we'll figure it out later on. Maybe we won't. I don't know. That's Brian Matthews from AuburnSports.com. Be sure to follow him on Twitter at BMattAU. Brian, anything going on at AuburnSports.com we need to know about?
Not a whole lot. We didn't mention they hired the new softball coach, so that was pretty big. I think they did a good job with that. Impressed with Mickey Dean, getting to meet him for the first time. I guess that was yesterday. And we'll just be following up on the football team and on recruiting this week.
Sounds good. We appreciate it as always, Brian.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Up against the break. Don't go anywhere. More Sports Blitz Live on the way right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tritoon with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to goreesfurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
In car ads, what is this? It discloses what you're not going to get that you thought you were. At Hyundai of Auburn today, buy a Santa Fe SUV, get $4,250 bonus cash, period. Here's our disclosure.
Hyundai of Auburn's your straight talk dealer. $4,250 to spend however you'd like. Plus, most Hyundai of Auburn cars are built locally. Free major repairs for 10 years, supporting the local economy and thousands in bonus cash to spend. Compare HyundaiofAuburn.com.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Satterfield on Highway 280 in Alex City. Satterfield is the Lake Martin area's Big Green Egg and Accessories headquarters.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Randy here with you until 9 o'clock. Taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221. If you got any comments, again, if you're an Auburn fan and you'd like to talk us into being positive, I'd love to hear it.
Can I give you a synopsis?
Thanks, Brian Matthews. He's
Of
always been a good friend of the program. He always speaks his mind and tells, what he actually thinks, and I always appreciate that.
All right, here's what I took in there sitting on the couch watching that segment. And I've heard Brian talk a lot, and again, thank you. Can't thank you enough. Sometimes it can be as bad as you think. Sometimes it can be.
Yeah.
Many times you sit back and you go, there's no way it's that bad.
No,
it
it can't be that bad. It can't be.
When you hear someone like Brian, it's almost like, yeah, it is. What do you think? 18 points sound about right to you? I'd like for it to, but, and I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but this is what I was hearing. But boy, I've been around this program too much. And being around this program will make you second guess whether we can beat anybody by 18 points.
Well, he said the same thing, which I wrote my column and submitted it last night, so it'll be out in the Outlook tomorrow. I said the same thing. I said, Auburn's an 18-point favorite at Missouri. I wouldn't be surprised if they win by 4 touchdowns. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose by a field goal. That's this team right now. They are a complete mystery. I don't know what to expect. Are they going to get better? It's possible. Sports. It's sports, Randy. That's the way it works, isn't it? Things happen. Weird things happen. Teams can come together like unbelievable. You wouldn't think it would work. Everybody's at each other's throats, and then all of a sudden you start winning. Everybody calms down a little bit. Everybody starts playing. Confidence rises. Again, most underrated aspect of sports is confidence. If you got it, you can do things that you normally wouldn't be able to do. If you don't have it, you can't even do anything. But I don't see this coaching staff instilling that in these players, and therefore, that's why I'm at the point that I'm at.
I think it's next to impossible when your leader does not exude confidence for his team to exude confidence. Some individuals can. Some individuals just have it in them. And it doesn't really matter who's leading them. They're going to believe in themselves. But right now when I watch his coaching staff and I watch their mannerisms, I go, man, mannerisms. I make up a word here. It's so bad I'm making up words. Caller, you're on Sportz Blitz.
Yes, guys, how y'all doing tonight? I just want to comment that, listen to y'all talk all during the summer. I mean, and y'all know I'm an Alabama fan, of course, but every once in a while I have to say wave to a bunch of folks that I don't know, I normally associate with, but anyway. But I just want to say, like y'all said, look like this year could have been like Auburn year, cause look like they got it together. The people they wanted, they had them all lined up. But I mean, sometimes you can coach them, but then you put them on the field, and then what happens on the field? Sometimes they look like they all confused. They look like they act like. I watched the first game over at JR, and look like some of them sometimes look like they didn't know how to run the plays. They didn't know how to run this. They didn't know how to run that. But then they slowly they finally picked it up. But like I say, I know they're gonna have good years. They could be Alabama years coming up. As long as we got Nick, maybe he'll be a winner until he get ready to leave. But like I said last week, if all y'all well, we got good. He's the main one. But I'm just saying that, hey, he's the coach, but he coaches. All you can do is put him out there on the field and hope to win. If he wins, he wins. And I just sit here listening. Y'all done got disgusted with him, and now y'all done flushed him down and come over now. They're ready to get rid of him. But anyway, I love y'all. Y'all call it Sportz Blitz. Y'all number one on my list. And like I said, I got to say, Roll Tide, Alabama will win big by 2 touchdowns. And Auburn going to win this weekend, y'all. Y'all going to have confidence. Auburn will win by 2 touchdowns.
Thank you, Jerome.
If we can get Malzahn out of the toilet.
We flushed him down.
We did. I'll admit it.
All right.
I'm not usually that guy. This is a new experience for me, Randy.
Before we move from this segment,
Yeah.
hottest seats in the SEC, I'm kicking this one to you. All right? Malzahn, Bielema, Jones, Sumlin, Orgeron, Odom.
I personally think it's Odom because I doubt he's got much of a buyout, and that would be easy for them to, because this season could go really bad for Missouri, like 0-8 in the SEC.
It will be if they don't win Saturday.
Yeah. So I think he may be the hottest. I think Malzahn may be number 2. I would go Sumlin 3. Well, the loser of the Texas A&M Arkansas game Saturday is number 3, and the winner is number 4, and Butch Jones is number 5. Wow. That's my list. Orgeron's not. He's sitting on a stack of money. His is not hot. He doesn't feel the heat if it is.
How did his agent pull off that coup? If you don't know, Ed Orgeron's buyout is $12 million. $12 million. What leverage did his agent have to pull off a contract like that?
Pictures
it's beyond
of the
me.
president? I don't know.
And it decreases by what? A couple of million a year?
I think so.
So maybe $8.5 million next year?
Let's go ahead and take another. Let's go ahead. That's a good time.
$12 million.
$12 million
For Eddie Orgeron, who won about 7 ball games at Ole Miss.
What do you think? Who's got the hottest seat in the SEC? 256-234-6221. More to come right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Centricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457. What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold, and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Randy here with you with hour number 2 of Sports Blitz. And we're going to do it in reverse order tonight. We usually start with high school and move on to college, but so much going on with the Auburn Tigers and Alabama for that matter, so we just started with them tonight, and we'll move on into high school a little bit in the second hour of tonight's program. Big win for Benjamin Russell over Chelsea, 27-0. We were expecting maybe to go up there and win. Chelsea was 0-3, but I don't know if we were expecting that big of a margin of victory.
No, Chelsea's had a good program, and they put together last year a second round run. I think they won 9 football games last year. They had a great offense. They had
what happened?
Alabama Sports Writers Association running back of the year last year here in 6A. They lost offense. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when you don't have skill position players that can make big plays for you, you end up on 27-0 beatings. This was a closer football game than the score ends up. Chelsea had some opportunities. I think Chelsea's going to put together a good program in the years to come, but just didn't have a lot the other night. And I think Benjamin Russell's getting better. Very well coached, which is expected. Last year lost the team somewhere along the way, which was a little bit really unexpected, the way that we've been playing the 4 years leading up to that. But nonetheless, a very good win, 3-0, taking on a strong program in Opelika who defeated Chilton County last week fairly easily. The final score there was 41-14. Chilton County scored a couple of times late, but Opelika's Opelika. They're special when it comes to athletes. They'll have a tremendous defense. They'll make it tough on us to score. That's where I see this game playing out.
How good is Auburn? Opelika losing to Auburn at home, right?
Yeah.
So how good is Auburn?
I think Auburn has a really good team when you consider the head-to-head against Phoenix City. Phoenix City, #1 team in Class 7A, and there's some 7A teams that who knows who's the best 7A team. This is as fun a year in 7A as I can remember. First off, 7A hasn't been around a while, but I'll consider the top programs in 6A equal. This is the best rundown of 5 or 6, 7, 8 teams that could win the state championship in 7A as I can remember. Auburn High School is right there in the middle. They lose by a touchdown to Phoenix City, but they get over the hump for the first time since 2013 against Opelika, defeating them 17-13. Offensively, I think their game. I think they've got some defensive players that are Division I talented guys. So when you ask, Hoover held down, and this is a Prattville team that lost almost all their games last year. I think they went 1-9. This is a Prattville team that's looked better this year. They scored 6 against Auburn. 21-6 victor.
Opelika scored 3?
Yeah. No, against Auburn?
Yeah.
No, it was a 17-13 game.
13, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still. Tough defense.
Yeah.
As I was saying, good athletes over there.
So Opelika at the Sportsplex. Ben Russell.
This Friday. Opelika's ruled the series since '99. I know no other way of spinning that. Look, I'm an Alex City guy.
How many victories from Alex City?
One victory since '99.
Wow.
For Benjamin Russell. Now, we ran away from the rivalry for a while. It had gotten away from us.
Right.
I'm not saying anything.
Well, I mean, the night that I turned it on and it was halftime, it was 42-0. I thought, this is not good.
No, and I believe that was...
I may be exaggerating. Did that happen?
I believe that was in 2000.
Okay,
and this was a good... 2002 was one of the ones that really got away from us. But we haven't beat them since '99. We did beat them a few years back, 14-7, Bryant Horn's junior year. Sorry on the year. I'm not exactly sure which one, but it was a good win here. This is an Opelika team that lost a lot of premier talent from last year's squad, but I watch them, seen some film on them. Very talented. Great coach. I say some of this wanting us to get back in the groove with them. You know, if you're going to call something a rivalry, you got to beat them some. It's kind of like Auburn and Alabama during the 70s and what we're witnessing right now. We can call something a rivalry. We can have that fun little feeling in our heart that that's what it is, but when they're beating you 80, 90% of the time, this one's starting to become where you kind of expect it. You want to stop that. And if it doesn't upset you and make you want to go out there and end whatever that is, then you don't have that extra oomph about you. And I don't know if Auburn's got it. I think that we'll have a good game Friday night. I hope we have a big crowd out at the Sportsplex. I hope we have a lot of maroon out there. We know across the way, Opelika travels like we do from Alex City. They will have a ton of red and black across the way, and it'll be a fun atmosphere.
Think Brian Blackman's regretting his decision?
Good question. Very good question. I'll say this, that he's so highly respected.
Oh, well, that's not
he'll get another opportunity. Yeah. His son's
Maybe
quarterback. His son's been a little bit banged up. I don't know if he's still out, but I think he's a junior quarterback for Opelika. Good athlete. I think that's a big storyline. He didn't play last week, so big storyline on Friday night is if he does. Sorry, I don't know if he will or not, but it would be something to watch in that ball game.
Leeds 4-0 just takes down Dable 42-14. Leeds pretty good.
Leeds has been good. Leeds won 4 state championships under Keith Etheridge. They got talent in that classification. You watch them get off the bus. You watch them roll out there in a championship atmosphere that we've seen them so many times in, and you go, yeah, I get it. Oh, yeah, I see it. Some programs just have it, and Leeds just has it in abundance right now, and they're taking advantage of it.
Dayville welcomes in Hopeville. Hopeville 0-3, so a good chance Dayville 2-2 to get back on the positive side.
I think so. They've had a couple of tough opponents back to back. Dayville's a good program this year. They only have 40 out, though. That's part of the issue all the way up and down in high school football right now is just getting participation. Dayville's struggling, and they're not unlike many others out there. But they've got some good skill position players. You know, this week Hopeville has had 6-8 years of down years. Jason Franklin over there now, a good coach, leaving Horseshoe Bend to go to Hopeville. He'll get things turned around, but it may not be this year.
Reeltown, Horseshoe Bend just cannot seem to solve the mystery that is Reeltown.
Reeltown athletically there at the end of the football game must have done what they've done way too many times against Horseshoe Bend, which is towards the end of the football game, close them out. Reeltown doesn't do anything special offensively. They just keep slapping you in the mouth. And Jackie O'Neill did it wonderfully. And right now I feel like they're down that same path with Reeltown. Horseshoe Bend's in this one the whole time. You know, Horseshoe Bend's on the road at Ranburne this weekend. I took Horseshoe Bend again. Horseshoe Bend felt to me like they got over the hump a little bit last year with a really successful year. Trace Meadows has been superb back there at running back. He had 170 yards against Reeltown, but they got to find some offense around him, and I know that they're working on it.
After starting 0-2, Reeltown now 2-2, they'll take on Lynette at home. That's going to be tough too. Lynette 4-0. Up against a break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll continue talking about some high school football when we come back right after this.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile back splash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Summertime means savings time during the summer clearance event at Bice Motors. Save over $8,200 on a great selection of loaded new 2017 Chrysler 200 Limiteds. Was $25,705, now $17,500. Need a truck? Bice has new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x2s for $299 a month.
Guaranteed lowest price, or we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
Don't miss the summer clearance event going on now. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Randy here with you for about 45 more minutes. We'll go ahead and do the Sportz Blitz Players of the Week.
My good friend Ryan back there is ready for me.
I think so.
We got a lot of great sponsors out there, and before we get started, we want to thank all of you for sponsoring these Players of the Week. We take El Toro Freeman, our good friend, works with us at Lee Marketing Group, and he'll go out and deliver some plaques around to some of these Players of the Week sponsors, and we enjoy doing that, enjoy catching up with not only the coaches but the players out there. So this is one of those things that we enjoy the most here with Sportz Blitz. I'll start with the Talladega County Player of the Week. It's brought to you by Concrete. Our good friend Frank Kahn and all that they do. They've been going on over there in the Sylacauga region forever and ever, and when you've got a company that's been that successful, there's a reason for it. This week, Winterboro's Cam Borden is our Talladega County Player of the Week. Rushed for 121 yards on 10 carries with a 50-yard touchdown and a 61-yard punt return for another score in Winterboro's win against Donahoe 36-6. We'll move over into the River Region Player of the Week, brought to you by Lee Marketing Group. This is one of those that we'll get out there and get a plaque out to DJ Patrick from Elmore County. 23 carries for 151 yards and a touchdown in the Panthers' 28-14 win over defending 4A champion Handley on Friday night. That was a shock.
Big win.
Handley, we saw them earlier in the season, still very, very talented. For them to lose a couple of games here in the early part of the season has been a shocker here in the high school ranks. We'll move over to the AISA Player of the Week, and actually this is going to be the Lake Martin Area Player of the Week. Apologize for that. I saw a Lyman Ward Military Academy cadet getting the Lake Martin Area Player of the Week, so I kind of messed that up a little bit. But the Lake Martin Area Player of the Week is brought to you by Sign Source. Jerry Bosworth from Lyman Ward Military Academy takes that one home. The playmaker had 5 catches for 214 yards and 4 touchdowns to go along with 2 rushing touchdowns in the Rangers' first win since 15, 54-42 over Peoples Baptist. Great turnout for that one for Lyman Ward. Congratulations, Jerry Bosworth, your Lake Martin Area Player of the Week. Your East Alabama Area Player of the Week, brought to you by Lee Apparel and Promotional Products, is Robert Houston from Lafayette High School. The senior running back ran for 294 yards on 14 carries and a 44-7 win against Fayetteville on the road. Houston averaged 21 yards per carry and scored 5 rushing touchdowns. Congratulations there. Our good friend Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage Services over in the Auburn and Opelika market. Give Quinn a phone call. He brings you the Lee County Player of the Week, Jacus, sorry about that, Holmes. Jacus Holmes this week for Beauregard High School is your Lee County Player of the Week. Accounted for 7 of the Hornets' touchdowns in a 61-35 regional win against Sylacauga on the road. Holmes threw 5 touchdown passes from 11, 31, 35, 42, and 44 yards, while adding 2 rushing touchdowns on runs of 5 and 12 yards. Congratulations. Brought to you by Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage. I'm back to the AISA Player of the Week. This one is brought to you by Lyman Ward Military Academy, founded in 1898. It's Dalton McKenzie from Monroe Academy. 13 carries for 191 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 33-6 win over Pike Liberal Arts. So congratulations, Dalton McKenzie. And we'll close out our Players of the Week with our Russell Dewitt Center and Building Supply Stores AHSAA Radio Network Player of the Week. Thank you to our corporate partner for many years there, Russell Dewitt and Building Supply Stores, Ansley Daly from Bayside Academy. The senior setter surpassed 5,000 assists. The AHSAA site lists Daly as one of only 4 state players to break the number, as she led the Admirals to an 8-1 mark, including the Battle of the Bay Championship. She recorded 167 assists, 29 digs, 24 kills, and 7 aces. for the week. Ansley Daly from Bayside Academy.
Wow, it's impressive. That's more impressive than Kelly Kapowski.
5,000 assists.
That's a lot.
How long do you have to play to do that?
That's a good question.
I mean, she's been starting since elementary school.
Probably so. They brought her up early. Let's finish out the high school while we got a few minutes left in this segment. Go back to some local Prattville Christian who came into the game 0-3, taking on Central Coosa, who was 0-2. Boy, it's gone bad for Central.
Well, halftime was 0-0, and when you only have 15 to 20
halftime
players,
was 0-0.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only 15 to 20 out, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
For Central, you wear out.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're matching up with across the way. It's a tough go. They were put in a tough situation. They had a coach to have a quick exodus about a few weeks before the season. Writing should have been on the wall, so hopefully those kids will keep their heads up and continue to move along. And basketball season's right around the corner, and Central Coosa always does well with that.
They'll travel to Beulah this week, Beulah 1 and 2. Going just around the state, we already talked about some of these games. Auburn 21, Prattville 6, Hoover 27, Spain Park 24. There again, Spain Park close, but no cigar.
Hoover does this way too often if you're not a Hoover fan up in that market, but Hoover's got a little bit special something about them. You know, they believe. Coach Niblett makes you believe. They've had one coach after another that keeps that belief in the program that they're going to come back from whatever the odds are. And Spain Park had an early lead there and held it late. And Hoover makes some big plays. They have a highlight reel punt return by an Auburn commit for next year that was a thing of utter beauty.
Is that Cedric Jackson?
No, he had the touchdown late, though. He had the touchdown reception late to win this thing for Hoover. So that was a great one. Another one that was probably a little closer than many believe, but tells you what Clay Chalkville's got this year is Pinson Valley 34, Clay Chalkville 32. Bo Nix continues to turn heads for Pinson Valley, but Clay Chalkville with a great quarterback also.
Okay. Beauregard, we talked about them, took care of Sylacauga 61-35. Eufaula takes down Central Clay 28-23.
Surprise? It is, but Eufaula got back on their winning ways last year. And for Eufaula to continue playing like this, I've seen enough of the athletes that they can put out there when things are going right, that they can be tough. So not overly a surprise, but Central Clay still watching them. When they lose, I'm a little surprised because they do have skill position players that you go, man, they can play just about anywhere.
Tallahassee continue their winning ways over Childersburg 28-19.
Tallahassee is a good surprise this year. John Mask, our good friend over there, doing a tremendous job. But Tallahassee 28-19 over Childersburg. Tallahassee picking up a big victory over Handley last week. Watch out for the Tallahassee Tigers, another community that really rallies around their football team.
Absolutely. It's going to wrap up the high school segment of Sportz Blitz this evening. We'll go ahead and take another break, but we'll be back with more right after this.
Looking for the area's best one-stop shop? Foshi's Watts is where to go. Foshi's Watts has non-ethanol gas for you boaters and you lawn care guys. Although cutting the grass is less fun than going to the lake, you can also get live bait and tackle, cold beverages, and they have fresh biscuits starting at 5 a.m. and the best candy prices in town. You can even fill your propane tank and get a bag of everybody's favorite pellet ice for only $1.50. Get it all at Foshi's Watts on Dadeville Road in Alex City, the area's best one-stop shop. Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Norton's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Peaches and Clean, caring for your floors and a whole lot more in East Central Alabama.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. About 30 more minutes left in tonight's program. We'll take a look around the SEC now in this segment. I don't know how much you got to watch Saturday. You went to the homecoming game. I did not. I very much enjoyed, it's been a while since I've been able to just sit down and enjoy a Saturday of football. And I had about 3 or 4 games going at once, and man, it just didn't get a lot better than that.
It was glorious.
That was lovely. But I got, and the beauty of that is I get to see, a lot of these games, and I watched because I wanted to see what Texas A&M had this year. And I don't know how good Louisiana is, but when Louisiana's up 21-20, I sent an email to our one of the guys that was a guest for the Texas A&M preview, Olin Buchanan, and I said, you and I are going to have a long year. I said, when Auburn and Texas A&M get together, that's really going to be a clash of the Titans.
What did he say?
He did not email me back.
He has not responded yet to it.
He has not responded. But he was one of the ones it was funny. Before we did the segment, he said, I said, well, what do you think about this year? And he said, well, we'll go out there. We'll probably start strong. And I don't know, we'll probably win enough to keep something around another year.
So they're feeling the same.
They feel the same.
What'd they look like offensively?
Mond has got a strong arm, and he's hit or miss. He'll drop back one time, and he'll throw a beautiful pass. Hit a guy in stride down the sideline, and you think, wow. And then he can't hit the broadside of a barn. So it's total hit or miss with him. Texas A&M was down 21-20 at the half, and it wasn't a fluke. But they ended up they put up 25 unanswered points because Louisiana turned the ball over 5 times. That's why the game got out of hand. It wasn't because Texas A&M was that much better. So they've got problems. I think they'll beat Arkansas, and they might beat them by 2 touchdowns. Just because I don't think Arkansas can score. But Texas A&M is they're not very good. It's the totally new set of receivers, though. Guys you never heard of, but they're still catching. They still look, great. And you're like, where do these guys come from?
Were both Florida and Tennessee less than stellar?
Yes. Tennessee moved the ball up and down the field. And I think maybe we're in the red zone probably in the first half 3 times and got 3 points out of it, I think. Florida, just their offense is like watching an animal get tortured. I mean, it's awful. But I know everybody, I know y'all hate Bush Jones, and you think that he's an idiot, but it just doesn't look like Tennessee's got a lot to work with. And I guess that's his fault, too.
Whose fault is that?
I guess that's his fault, too.
How long has he been there, Andy?
I think this is 4, isn't it? Maybe it's 5.
You feel like he's 5th on this list of coaches on the hot seat? I feel like his has got to be just steaming hot.
Yeah, again, I go back 9 wins.
Yes.
Well, who does Tennessee think they are? Do they think they should be winning 11 games a year? Because if they do, they're mistaken. They're a mediocre program right now. Now, maybe that's, I don't know. We'll see. But neither Florida or Tennessee. I don't think anybody in the East is very good, to be quite honest with you.
Kentucky?
Kentucky's got a great chance to win it if they beat Florida Saturday.
Did you watch? Did you see the game?
That one I didn't get to see as much of.
I watched quite a bit of that.
I wanted to watch Vandy, and I wanted to see what they had. But, South Carolina just can't run the ball.
Not
and
at all.
That's been their problem for about 5 or 6 years, even going back to when Spurrier was there. I mean, I know you love Bentley, and he did throw for 300 yards, but
that's all they got, 54 yards rushing.
Yeah.
To go along with it.
And I'm going to tell you, Deebo Samuel, Mike said he broke his leg today.
Yeah, he's out.
They're done. South Carolina is done.
You want to get this?
Please.
Caller, you're on Sportz Blitz.
Hey, how y'all tonight?
We're good. How about you?
Just wanted to say war down Eagle.
War Eagle.
We hope so. We're still 2 fans up here a little bit concerned.
Well, there's some problems really bad going on over there. Everybody knows that. I mean, just got to come with it and start from the top to the bottom and do something about it. I've already been told that Jay Jacobs was going to resign Friday.
Interesting.
That came out of a good source from somebody. I mean, real good. So I look for that. I look for good stuff to go on too. He needs to have been gone 3 years ago, in my opinion.
Unfortunately, I've heard that Jay is going to leave or resign or been let go too many times, and he's still around. So I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
I'm hoping so. I don't know. There's a lot going on over there anyway. It's been going on. We just got a clean house. I mean, it's not even funny. I hate to say it, but I think Missouri will give Auburn a good chance of winning that game.
I agree with you.
Even though I know Missouri is really just fell off the map, but I don't care. That's the ones that'll beat Auburn. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
When we tank, we really do it right. We don't halfway into a tanking. We just tank all the way out, and that's the concern I have this year too.
We have got to clean that place out. It's an embarrassment. It's been embarrassing to me for 3 years. I mean, Gus Malzahn has never caught my eye on anything over there, ever. I just don't understand why he's still there. But I do hope Jay goes, and I hope Malzahn's just going with him and just, And, the Hollands, a lot of people want Tommy Tuberville back. Ole Miss wants him if they're not going to keep Matt Luke over there. And I don't think he will stay, but I don't know. I don't know what the problem really is, but I know we got problems over there, Andy. Bad.
Yes, ma'am, we do. There's no question about it.
Seriously, and it's time to take action. To them out there acting like that, I mean, that is just pathetic. I just cannot believe, it's just been going on so long. And I don't understand what all happened this week, like today with that other guy. I mean, it's just one thing after the other. So I think something will bust loose by the end of the week or the first of next week. I really think it will.
Well, we'll see if you're right. That's the first, actually, that we've talked about it or we've heard of it. So we'll watch it.
I heard this from a guy out of Auburn that has got some connections over there with the program, and he said that Joe was going to resign, and it would be very, very soon, and probably maybe by Friday. And I just hope it is. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I didn't watch the game, Randy. Was there a good crowd over there? Because I did not watch it.
No, there in our section, I would guess it was half full. It may have been a little more than that, but not much more than that. So maybe there's 70,000 there. But if there were 30,000 left after halftime, my wife and I looked at one another, and we took our son in there, and that's a whole different story to talk about taking the 4-year-old in there. And he worked us over pretty good on Saturday. But we walked out, and we were...
Yeah, we're going to have I just hope that Stidham's not going to show up like Jeremy Johnson. That is a no-show, you know?
We'll just have to watch this thing play out. And, hey, we sure do appreciate we're up against the break. We appreciate your phone call.
Love this show. Hey, y'all keep it up. Y'all keep us informed.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your phone call. That's what the show's for.
Absolutely.
Call in, 256-234-6221.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're going to watch wherever the Wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count. And cute roommates. This is just the Wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help you choking QB, but we do have cold beer.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gills. Selection and price, gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. This will be our final segment, and we'll take you out this evening with an interview that we did earlier today with Hewitt.
Well, actually, a writer for the Trussville Tribune.
Writer of the Trussville Tribune.
And if anybody's kept up with Class 7A this year, Hewitt Trussville is a juggernaut, averaging 51 points per game. Just got Miles Mason back. Actually had a 4-star recruit that was a transfer in that missed the first couple of weeks. That's back, and he plays in the backfield also. I think he's being recruited as a safety. They are loaded. Paul Tyson this past week in the first half was 14 of 15.
Oh, this is your guy. This is Paul Bryant's grandson,
This is
right?
Bear Bryant's great-grandson. I haven't seen him in a close game. You know, he's 14 of 15 for 276 and a couple of scores at the half last week. Thompson's up 40-0 at half this past week over Mountain Brook. That's what I'm saying. There are 6 or 7 of these teams in 7A that you go, man, this playoffs run is going to be fun. And we're not even talking about our side of the state. This is all on that upper side of the state that's that strong. So it's going to be a fun stretch.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about some SEC.
No, I mean, dive into that.
What do we want?
Is there reality behind this?
About
Are there quick changes that are about to be made at Auburn? Are there athletic department changes that are about to be made?
Depends on who you talk to. I mean, I've heard this buzz before quite a few times that, Jay's about to retire, or he was let go. There's a deal behind it. I even heard somebody talking about, well, his buyout was negotiated. I was like, what? Buyout? What do you, I mean, are you serious? Maybe a severance package. Maybe that's what we're talking about. But I'm sure there'd be plenty of people that would pony it up to put that, to donate to that. But I'll believe it when I see it. Auburn does bring in an outsider to take over the president, the role as president. Now that in itself, that could be the kind of the wild card, because, he could say, take a step back and look at what happened with the softball program and look at where the football program is right now. And I mean, if he wants to, he knows what the inner workings of the football program is going on right now, what's going on. So he could see and say, look, man, this is all just, this is all getting out of hand here. It's all, there's no real leadership that I can see. So let's just start over and just, wipe it out and see if we can start at the top and work our way down and see if we can actually have some leadership in this athletic department. That could happen. It's unlikely.
Do you get the good old school buzz when Auburn fans would rile up and you would just hear them, you would hear the storm coming, and it was from trustees and it was from
Well, when Bob Louder was there, I mean, when he was a trustee, when you heard rumors and things, chances are something was happening.
Where there was smoke, there was fire.
Yeah. Where there was smoke, there was Bobby with a lighter. But he doesn't see, maybe he's wielding some power that, from behind the scenes. I mean, there's some other trustees out there that are pretty prominent now. But I don't know.
Do you think Jay Jacobs gets an undue rap?
No.
You think he's earned?
I think he's a good guy. I know too many people that know him or have met him or have been around him enough to know that he's a good human being. As good as anybody. Let me say that. But he's just in over his head to me. He's a good old boy that was put in a position because he had ties to the university. He played for Auburn. He was maybe friendly with some of the trustees that wanted a friendly guy in the AD. And somehow or another, he's just stayed there for about 12 years or whatever, 15 years. How long has it been? I don't know. But he's really good at fundraising. And I think that's one of the strengths that he has brought. Business has been pretty good since when he's there, but it's just, man, it's just Auburn's its worst enemy most of the time, and that's just disheartening.
Okay, well, that's about all I had to say with it. I mean, I couldn't have said it better, and unfortunately, I think the majority is in agreement with you. And whether that makes, things change because you feel the majority is swinging that way, I don't know. But an outsider, like you said, probably gives that chance a little bit higher than it was at one point in time. And look, I haven't head first, teeth out of my head, jumped off the bus just yet. I'll stay on it just a little bit longer, but once I dive off, I'm gonna dive off head first at some point. And I have already a few times during this stretch, but I hate it. I was all in 13, Andy, but it is amazing to see where a 4-year stretch can take you.
Well, I've been on it. I've had one foot out the door a couple of times, but I'm off. I'm off the bus. In fact, I slashed the tires when I got off.
Okay.
That's up. We're up against the end of at least our portion of the show. Stick around for a great interview to close things out. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Sportz Blitz Live. He is Randy Lee. I'm Andy Graham. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside the AHSA Weekly, brought to you by Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores. I want to go to the hotline now and welcome in David Knox, sports editor of the Trussville Tribune, to talk a little bit about the Hewitt-Trussville football program. David, thanks so much for joining us on the show today.
Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, fortunate for you that you're getting to cover a very, very talented football program. Let's go back and talk about last year. A team that went undefeated in the regular season, fell short there, which would be the quarterfinals in 7A football. I know there's only 4 rounds in 7A football, but fell short right there to Gadsden City. Just talk about last year and that team and how close they really were to getting to the Super 7. I know they could taste it in their mouth, but with a renewed energy coming back this year with some very talented players, already getting revenge on Gadsden City, but looking for bigger things.
Sure. Well, absolutely. Last year was really a magical season for them, even though it ended, bitterly. But to go 10-0 for the first time in school history, it was really kind of the breakthrough year, I think, for Hewitt-Trussville. The loss to Gadsden City was a shocker because they really had that game in hand until the final 7 or 8 minutes, and a blocked kick, fumble on a kickoff, a 4th down touchdown pass, and they lose 29-28. So they come back this year, and they, you have to replace some of those players that were there, and they do. They had to replace the quarterback in Connor Adair, who's now at Memphis, Grayson Cash, who was their do-it-all slot back, who's sitting out the year at UAB, and Noah Igubenagany, who's at Auburn. You got to replace those guys, and that doesn't look easy to do until you see them trying out all these playmakers for this year, and some of those are transfers. There's no doubt about it. Some kids have transferred in. When you've got a program that's on the rise big time, you're going to pick up some players that want to play for you, just as Hoover has in the past or any other school. And they have replaced them with kids like Paul Tyson, 6'4", 218 quarterback. I think most people probably know his story by now, the great-grandson of Bear Bryant. He's a junior, a 3-star player. He's got offers from about 10 schools, not Alabama yet, but Notre Dame and Kentucky and some other schools. So, he's the trigger man, and, you start there on offense.
Absolutely, and you got some other weapons. Like you talked about, losing that slew of great players off last year's team, you would think coming back into this season it would be tough sledding, but not for this Hewitt-Trussville team. I had a chance to call the Hewitt-Trussville-Pell City matchup in the Champions Challenge, and that was my first opportunity to really see Paul Tyson in person. A really phenomenal athlete, throws the ball with ease, strong arm, but really sees the field well. But when you got targets like Dezalen Worsham, who is a sophomore, one of the top-rated receivers in the country already, it just seems easy. The offensive line blocked extremely well. They're just a machine on offense, and then on defense, they really shut Pell City down that night. And everybody's fighting to see who can knock off Hoover, David. And this Hewitt-Trussville team appears to have all of the weapons and the depth and everything that goes along with it to be able to challenge Hoover as that team in the state of Alabama this year.
Right, and until you do dethrone Hoover, you've got to give Hoover credit. And we felt last year that there might be a Hewitt-Hoover showdown, and it just it didn't happen. But they do have. I think the defense is improved. Simon Kelly is a linebacker who is a hard-nosed kid. He intercepted a pass, returned it for a touchdown last week. They've got playmakers over there. Miles Mason got his first action last week, transfer from Pleasant Grove, and he carried the ball on offense. He carried it 5 times for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then he had 4 stops and a tackle for loss on defense. So that's just it's an embarrassment of riches for them. But they have a lot of players and they have great size. And as you mentioned on the offensive side of the ball, Paul said after the game, he said it is easy for him. He's got so many playmakers that don't drop passes, and he's got a line, it's a really big offensive line. And if you haven't seen Hewitt-Trussville play, you may think they score a lot of points, they must throw the ball all the time, but they actually have rushed for more yards than they have passed. So it's a situation where that line is so good, by the time those running backs, get the ball, that nobody's touching them for 5 yards. They're in the secondary before you know it. And all those front running backs they have are all 200-pound running backs. So it's not just chunk the ball down the field all the time. They can beat you running the ball too.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And I got a chance to see Miles Mason in that football game in the Champions Challenge, and like you said, I think you just termed it about as well as I've heard, an embarrassment of riches. It just 3 or 4, maybe even 5 guys carried the football for Hewitt-Trussville in that game, and I believe number 33 on the roster. We didn't have an updated roster. I think he was a freshman or a sophomore, came in, and he even scored a touchdown, and we thought he looked like Ron Dane from Wisconsin. So we were just like, man, this team is loaded. They've got great play across the front lines. They've got great skill position guys, and they've got a phenomenal quarterback, which is probably the most key ingredient on there. But I know one step at a time. I got about a minute and a half here with you left, David. As you look forward for the rest of the season, I know you don't want to overlook anybody, but I know they've already got their mind set on getting back to the point where they were last year and accomplishing more than they did last year.
Sure. Well, I don't see any challenges in the region. If they do lose, it's going to be in Madison because they have to go to Bob Jones and they have to go to James Clemens. So James Clemens, maybe doesn't look like right now what we thought they might be, but both of those games being in Madison, I think Bob Jones in 3 weeks is the one we're looking at to be the real challenge. Probably, you never know. As I've watched the teams end of last year and this year, the way to beat Hewitt has been, the team's game plan or blueprint has been to try to control the tempo, take time off the clock, keep the Hewitt offense on the sideline, and hope that Hewitt would make a mistake or two and help you out. And I think that's the only way anybody's going to do it is take charge of that tempo and control the tempo and keep that offense off the field, and maybe have a chance. But looking at it, if Bob Jones or James Clemens doesn't get him, I think they're going to run the table in the season. But get to the playoffs, and then we'll see. Hoover would stand in the way probably, but we don't know. We'll know more about that when Hoover and Thompson meet, I think.
Absolutely. A lot of football left to play, but definitely looks promising for Hewitt-Trussville. David, thank you so much for being on the program. We look forward to talking to you on down the line as the season gets closer to the playoffs.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's David Knox with the Trussville Tribune, talking some Hewitt-Trussville football. Very promising season ahead for the Huskies. Stay tuned. More of Inside the HSO Weekly coming your way right after this.
Even the best of us forget sometimes. But buckling up is one thing you always want to remember.
Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
In car ads, what is this? It discloses what you're not going to get that you thought you were. At Hyundai of Auburn today, buy a Santa Fe SUV. Get $4,250 bonus cash, period. Here's our disclosure.
Hyundai of Auburn's your straight talk dealer. $4,250 to spend however you'd like. Plus, most Hyundai of Auburn cars are built locally. Free major repairs for 10 years. Supporting the local economy and thousands in bonus cash to spend. Compare HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.